Hi everybody. Welcome to my channel. Today we have review for the next game. Sit comfortably, take something to eat or drink, and restarting. World War Z, Aftermath. Taking only minimal aesthetic and mechanical inspiration from the movie that inspired it, World War Z started as a way to fill the shoes left empty by Valve's decision to abandon the Left 4 Dead franchise. For 2 years now, it's performed that role expertly, offering a set of extremely replayable campaigns following disparate groups of survivors struggling to stay one step ahead of the reddening infected hordes. With Back 4 Blood on the horizon looking to reclaim Left 4 Dead's title and audience, the developers of World War Z have gone all in on a large expansion designed to keep their players locked in. It's a good addition. The new first-person mode does a fantastic job of getting players right into the action, and let me say that a tower of zombies stacked on top of each other looks incredibly intimidating when they're just feet away from the camera. More importantly, when playing with a mouse and keyboard, I found it far easier to score headshots in first. My shooting in third person tends to be pretty sloppy. The developers have wisely gone all in with new detailed firing and reloading animations rather than asking players to accept the original animations which were never meant to stand up to close examination. The only thing wrong with this new system is that there's no way to switch camera style with the press of a button. The technology to do so obviously exists, as WWZ jumps into third person whenever the player performs a melee attack. Being able to do the same on demand would be a great addition, since going through menus to swap can be extremely dangerous since there's no way to pause, even offline. The new campaigns are beautifully designed. Rome looks fantastic, and the steep, narrow streets are perfect for unexpected zombie swarm ambushes. WWZSAI has always done a great job of keeping the action moving quickly, and the remaps demonstrate its abilities to the utmost. I was never able to let my guard down for a second, turning the whole campaign into a thrilling, grueling journey. The Russia campaign was also a nice chance of setting. Exploring icebound boats was a completely new experience, especially when fresh gameplay mechanics were added in. In one level players had to quickly move from one kerosene-heated room to the next, lest they die of hypothermia inside of 2 minutes. In another they have to lug around a flamethrower to melt their way past ice walls. Both provide an interesting complication to the action, and the flamethrower doubles as a high-quality horde deterrent. The new player class, the Vanguard, is another strong add. They start with a couple of disposable shields. More can be found by searching levels, which they can equip anytime to drastically lower the amount of damage they take. They can't really attack while shielded, but they can pull the focus of huge numbers of zombies, and while the dead flail helplessly against their shield, the rest of the team can make short work of them. It's a bit unusual to see a support class actively wading into the middle of danger, but it fundamentally works here, and as a result, the Vanguard more than earns its place in the lineup. With the addition of Vatican City, Rome, and Kamchatka, Russia, World War Z now contains 7 locations, with the original cities of New York, Jerusalem, Tokyo, Moscow, and Marseille. Each new map not only encompasses the title and narrative, being a world at war, but also feels refreshingly different. From the concrete jungles of New York all the way to the frozen ridges of Russia, each location emphasizes the difference in setting, both visually and aurally. A major design flaw of highly replayable games are their inevitable sense of repetition and tedium, but World War Z seems to keep this at a minimum. Keep in mind there is inevitable copy and paste content in any co-op zombie shooter. There is the typical point, defend missions and such, but Aftermath contains a slew of other gameplay elements that make the game feel a bit more distinctive. Each location follows 4 different characters and their mini arcs, allowing for a change of faces, in addition to setting. The 2 newly added story episodes add some new gameplay elements that differentiate itself from the original 5 locations. The Vatican City arc has you escort and defend a vehicle attached with an auto turret throughout the city. The Kamchatka arc introduces freezing cold temperature as a risk factor and forces you to find heaters scattered throughout the map to warm yourself. To further emphasize the need for teamwork, the Kamchatka episodes contain some communication-heavy puzzles that require the team to find and flip switches before the cold catches up to them. For a zombie shooting game, these agent mechanics definitely amp up the immersion of actually living in an apocalypse. WWZ, Aftermath say. However, isn't annoying at all, especially in regards to a player's team of survivors. For those who want to play that game's campaign solo, the AI for the team is incredibly competent and pulls their weight. They generally take the player's cue in combat, but there are times where they will eliminate something unseen or save the player if they're being mauled by rats or special zombies. As expected, the zombies are aggressive, adaptive, work together, and can easily overwhelm players if they are unprepared, but never in a way that feels unfair. Far more disappointing than a herd of hairy rodents, though, is that the online experience in World War Z is still extremely rocky in Aftermath. I was lucky to have a group of friends to play with most times, and although loading into levels and keeping a stable connection can be rough on occasion, it's still a mostly serviceable experience when you bring your own team. But if you're hoping to matchmake with others, things go from workable to painfully broken. You should expect extremely long wait times to get matched up with others, or sometimes just waiting in the lobby infinitely. Your best bet is to just begin a public game and wait for others to join partway through, a method that isn't only not as fun as doing the whole level with the full team, but also isn't a guarantee, and you might end up going through the entire thing with AI-controlled bots that can't find their way out of a wet paper bag. The alternative to this painful online experience is to play completely solo with AI to leave nothing up to chance, but this is an equally bad time, so you'll have to choose between the lesser of two evils. So bring your own friends, or be prepared for a headache. Aftermath evolves World War Z in some major ways that brought a smile to my face. Kamchatka is a stellar new episode, and the improved melee options in first-person mode are great quality of life improvements, but there are still issues with online play, barely any attempt at storytelling, and bizarre design choices, such as the lack of aiming down sights in first-person mode, that are huge disappointments. Even so, blasting my way through countless zombies still has lasting charm, and Aftermath makes World War Z better than it has ever been. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to my channel. Bye everyone, and see you soon.